Alright, it's still August, and I am at Universal, so that just means another August update. As happens a lot, of course, the day after I shot my last update video, Universal Horror Nights released their official information. So I'm here to see what has updated since then in the last week or two, as well as now that we know exactly what things are, we know where they're going to be. If we could talk about that and see what's updated on the scare zones, as well as the houses themselves, and anything else that's changed, like perhaps Super Nintendo World has updated a little bit, so it's super exciting. I'm going to jump right into it and join us on this experience. Yes, so as you can see, they've made some significant updates on the scare zone. So this one right here, Sideshow Slaughterhouse. So whereas it was like a hell theme last year, like a hell club, this one is clearly Demented Circus style. So this guy looks really cool. And then over here, let me find a gap through the crowd. Two-headed lady. So this gives me hopes that this is going to be a really, really interesting scare zone. I can't wait to see what they actually do with it. Now I'm actually going to run back real quick over to Waterworld because I thought I saw some things open. Okay, so we're over at Waterworld. I'm trying to keep the camera still. And this is where the Blumhouse house. I'm going to keep saying maze, but it's where the Blumhouse house is going to be. And okay, so there's nothing really that we can see where it's open here. It's just like the exterior walls. But here's the exit. And yeah, so all we can see is the outside walls right here. But they've got the construction walls up still blocking most of it. And I'm way too short to see over that. So maybe I'll try to sneak in if Waterworld opens. Okay, it's 12:15 it says, so that's in an hour. I'll try to come back and see if I can get a little bit closer. But I can't make any promises because I don't know what you can see around the corner.
And I have to turn off all the sound on the tram. It becomes a quiet zone. They don't want us talking while they're trying to film. So if I stop talking suddenly, the Mystery Machine, that's from Scooby-Doo. A couple cars next to the Mystery Machine, there's a yellow Camaro with black stripes on the hood. That's a Bumblebee.
Alright, we're at the Bates Motel where they are working on part of the Terror Tram, which is going to be
at the top of the hill right behind the motel. He doesn't live alone. He lives with his mother. Mrs. Bates is home right now. She's sitting in a chair. Is when he released Jaws, and at the time, Jaws was the highest grossing movie of all time.
So right off the tram, where they have the Hollywood sign you can take pictures with, they've got a scarecrow up for photo ops. I don't know if they're going to add much more, but there's a little bit of a display behind the wall, so I'm sure they'll take the little wall down. All right, so now that we have exact information, this one we were very close previously with the speculation. It is a monster mashup, but it's the Wolfman versus Dracula versus the Mummy. So it's a 3-monster kind of mashup house of classic Universal monsters. And they've done something like that before, but I'm really excited about that one. Again, the facade hasn't changed since last time I've seen it, but it looks fantastic. So then what we saw on the studio tour, this one right behind it, as very obvious with the big top looking entrance, is going to be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And then the one that's going to be back in the soundstage back over here where years past was Stranger Things and some other ones. So that one's going to is the Weekend After Hours Nightmare. Based, I assume there's going to be music from The Weeknd. And it's kind of based around him, and probably he helped design it. Well, so the other thing that we can see from here, I don't know that we can see much difference, although I can't tell, is that a Piranha Plant movie? Oh no, that's a construction worker right next to the Piranha Plant. Is of course Super Nintendo Land, or I'm sorry, Super Nintendo World. And one day here soon, I really want to come back with one of my more powerful zoom lenses to really zoom in and get some great detail of what that looks like. And when I was on the studio tour, they mentioned that opening early 2023, but they haven't announced an official date yet, even though that's only about 6 months away, because they think they might actually be able to open it early. So if that's the case, then I don't know if they're talking 2022 early or just super early in the year, but that's going to be really exciting when it opens. So over in the wizarding world, like years past, there's no attractions that are going to be in here, but it's likely that, like last year, we had to walk all the way to the back to get to the houses that are over by Curious George. But I have heard that during horror nights, as you walk through here, there will actually be Death Eaters walking around. So almost like a scare zone. So I'm really excited about that. So over in the center area here, you can see they're getting it ready for horror nights as well with the decor. And as they've done many years past, it'll be very, so it's the Dia de los Muertos kind of decor, be different food stands, drink stands, probably some merch stands. I realize I'm probably panning a little quickly. But let's see, that looks like that's the bar, obviously. But I know I've seen either this car or cars like this before. It's a decorated hearse. Yeah, I think this is the one that I've seen before that they've had. This is very cool. Oh, I just realized I'm zoomed out too. Let me zoom back in. That's awesome. All right, let's go check out some more houses. As I come out of the center area, you can see Hudson Gate and Harrison Memorial Hospital. So of course, you know, longtime fans would know this as the entrance to the Walking Dead attraction. But we've known that they were going to be replacing this year with a different attraction, and we finally know what it is. So this is going to be Welcome to the Hotel from Hell. Obviously, we can't see anything yet because they have the fake wall up right now. But basically what it's, and of course, Pet's Place right there. But what it basically is like a 1920s hotel with a serial killer owner. And if that sounds familiar to you, I can't say for sure that it's related, but it sounds an awful lot like that hotel from Chicago right around the same time, right around the turn of the century, the early 1900s, where he was basically killing residents in the hotel. And as we walk up to the next one, we've got Frankenstein proposing to his bride. How sweet. And right behind me in years past has been the Bride of Frankenstein, but it's not. We've known for quite some time this is going to be La Llorona, which it is. Still doesn't look like there's been any changes. Obviously, it's very finished out front. It still just looks really, really good. I have to say, their facades this year from last year, from what I can tell and what I can see so far, they're not even in the same league. They're way better this year. Last year, some of them were just painted signs basically out front. So I can't wait to try this one out because this general story scares the crap out of me. So expect some jumps and a lot of attempted to stop the foul language as they scare me. All right, we'll take a moment here and just relax in the middle here before it gets crazy here in a couple weeks. And like they mentioned on the tram tour, Horror Nights opens 2 weeks from tonight. We will be here in line, excited, express lane, so we can get through all the mazes, all the houses really quick, and that way have time to go back through any that we liked and want to try again. A bummer, again, that the lower lot, like normal when you used to walk through the toxic tunnel to get through those back houses, they're not using that area, but that's fine. 8 houses, I believe, this year, plus the Terror Tram, and then the scare zones. We're going to go try and find the other scare zone areas. From the footage that I got on the studio tour that we didn't get to, I tried not to talk much because it's really hard to hear on that. Of course, we drove by the Killer Clowns entrance, and then the Terror Tram. There, you can see the entrance that talked about Harry, so expect him to be there. And then it's based around Jordan Peele, so we're going to be walking through a lot of the same path as normal. And then I believe that we're actually going to end up walking through the Nope set a little bit. All right, we are entering what's going to be another scare zone. And I believe this one is El Pueblo del Terror, which it sounds like from the description, it's different mythologies and horror stories and whatnot from Latin America. It includes La Llorona and other related type stories. And we can see it's similar to last year when it was I forget exactly what it was, but basically it was women or females from horror stories. So like Dracula's Daughter and Bride of Frankenstein. So right now it just looks like a bunch of like stages or displays, and then I'm sure there's going to be different videos playing or something. Let's come over here and see what we have on this side. Very sugar skull decorated. Oh, that is absolutely mortifying. Can't wait to see this when it's dark and all decorated. All right, more displays and screens. This one almost looks like a projection screen. And more of the same. So this will be really fun, I think, when it's going. There'll be smoke probably billowing through the area and strobe lights going off and sound effects with the scare actors walking through. Okay, so this I have not seen previously to today. Haunted Forest, I'd turn back if I were you. It's a very large scarecrow-looking thing. And there's a couple different ones going through here. Oh, in fact, let me come walk over here. This is the Animal Actors Show. That's where this is right now. Oh, okay, very cool. Oh, I wonder if this is going to be some sort of like a walk-through scare zone. I haven't, at least on the website, I didn't see anything written about this, but it doesn't mean it isn't going to be. Oh, that's very, very cool. Oh, and here's some more for the Haunted Forest. A very demented-looking pumpkin dude. And then back over here. Oh, I kind of feel like that's Satan himself. And here's a little bit more from Sideshow Slaughterhouse. Those are rather realistic-looking mannequins, I'll be honest. I'm kind of waiting for her to move, especially that eye. Let me see if I can zoom in. Wow, that eye looks so realistic. I'm just waiting for her to reach out at me. All right, so for the last stop on my little trip here is back up in the Curious George parking structure. And this right here, first of all, is the first new thing. They added these since the last time we were here, which is a bummer because I normally set up my little tripod right here, but I can't do it. So, in fact, let's see, there's a little sticker here. So they must have just installed it. But anyway, so let me zoom a little bit. Only real changes I notice here right now, of course, is they've started to clear out the parking lot quite a bit. So as we've known, this is going to be Scarecrow the Reaping. It's like an abandoned Depression-era farm. So that's going to be awesome. And then, of course, over here, I could see the front facade just a little bit from the studio tour, but it goes by so quick, I wouldn't have been able to get it. This is Halloween. It's going to be Michael Myers. And it's like, kind of like based on the first movie, so it's him from the beginning. So I presume it'll be walking through, his childhood house, probably from the opening scenes of the first Halloween. So expect that to be a little extra terrifying. And I can't wait for both of these. All right, so that wraps up this trip to Universal. We get to see all the updated changes, and there's been quite a few of them since we were last here, namely that everything was officially announced. I don't know if we're going to make it back before again before the opening night of Horror Nights. So in case we don't, Universal Horror Nights Hollywood runs from September 8th through Halloween, October 31st. Opening night is September 8th. We will be here checking out all the amazingness in its glory. We have lots of stuff that week, lots of Halloween events in a very short period of time. We'll be bringing all of them to you, but for now, we hope you like this video. If so, please give us that thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, please be kind and be real, and join us on our next experience.